And we're back now with the latest in our ongoing series focused on women's wellness. Endometriosis is a disease that affects 1 in 10 women worldwide. Its origin is unknown, and women can go years without being diagnosed.
That's right. But now women are speaking up. Celebrities like Lena Dunham and Susan Sarandon have all shared their personal stories to help bring more awareness to this disease. And registered nurse Jenneh Bockari-Rishe is also trying to elevate the conversation. She spent years in pain until finally being diagnosed herself.
We look like we're functioning and we're well, and if you only knew what it took to have me standing in your face with a smile on, you'd think differently.
In 2014, Jenneh Bockari-Rishe, a registered nurse, says she felt a pain that's etched in her memory.
I was driving to work and just feel this excruciating pain in the right upper side of my stomach. I was like listening to music, jamming 1 minute, and then the next I can't breathe.
The pain subsided, but it returned every month around her period.
It was about 4 months of that cyclical pain before I decided to go and see my gynecologist about it. She told me that based on where my pain was, it didn't make sense that it had anything to do with my period. And so I said, okay.
But the symptoms got worse, and Jenneh sought another opinion.
She started asking me really pointed questions, like, do you have bad pain days? And does your pain keep you from working? Do you have pain with sex? I told her yes to all of that. And she said to me, have you ever heard of endometriosis? I'm a nurse, and I'd never heard the word before.
The gynecologist prescribed birth control, but the pain continued to escalate.
My good days are becoming less and less frequent, and my bad days are becoming worse.
My insomnia is just awful.
She saw more doctors, tried different medications, had surgery, but nothing seemed to help.
It was to the point where walking around my apartment, I was short of breath. I'm having chronic constipation, I'm having nausea, and just this buildup of different symptoms.
After 4 years, Jenneh says she took control of her illness and found a doctor who recommended excision surgery, which cuts the disease out.
You start to get to a point where you feel like, this is the way that I have to live forever. I don't want to live this life if this is how it has to be, you know? So, he gave me my hope back.
And welcome back. Before the break, we shared the story of Jenneh Bockari-Rishe, a nurse who says it took her almost 4 painful years to get her endometriosis diagnosis.
Jenneh is joining us along now with her doctor, Iris Orbuch, director of the Advanced Gynecological Laparoscopy Center and author of Beating Endo, How to Reclaim Your Life from Endometriosis. And welcome to you both. Let me begin with you, doctor. You were saying that everything you had learned in medical school was false. That is a scary comment for so many women who are looking for relief and looking for diagnosis. How is that possible?
You know, I learned more in my first week of fellowship, in minimally invasive surgery fellowship, which was focused on endometriosis, than I did in my 4 years of OBGYN residency and all of medical school.
So, go ahead.
No, I was just going to ask Jenneh, how are you feeling now? I mean, are you in pain at all, or did you finally find someone who told you exactly what was wrong and helped to solve the problem?
Since I had my surgery with Dr. Ken Nervo in 2016, I haven't had any endometriosis type pain at all. But that doesn't mean that my body completely works the way that it was designed to work. Having the disease undiagnosed for so long, having muscles that are tight and in pain for so long, they kind of learn how to work properly. And so there's still a lot of work that I have to do, a lot of physical therapy and things like that to keep myself functioning the way that I should.
I was struck in the piece where you said that the doctor had given you hope to live. There's so much shame kind of around this conversation, around women pelvic stories. What can we do to alleviate that and make it more acceptable to have these conversations?
I think education, honestly. If the gynecologists understand the symptoms of endometriosis, if they're open when they speak to the patients, and the patients that are validated, then they share their stories. It's this boomerang effect of early diagnosis and people talking about it.
And Jenneh, it took 4 years to find a doctor who could diagnose you. But then you find it took some women 10 years, 20 years. I mean, living in extreme, brutal pain. What is going on? How could doctors not know that this problem exists if it affects 1 in 10 women?
Yeah, that's the question that all of us in the community have. How are they so unaware that this is happening? And I think personally that not having a full understanding of the symptom profile of endometriosis, that it's not just a painful period, that there's other things that come along with it, like nausea and constipation and diarrhea and back pain and brain fog. And I think that our doctors aren't putting the picture together, and that's keeping us from getting diagnosed sooner.
And you were saying in the break that you think this is actually criminal, that so many women have to go through so many hoops to get a diagnosis. What if women are listening to this right now and they're where you were in year 1 or year 2? What are the symptoms that may lead them to this proper diagnosis if they're experiencing what?
So 90% of women with endometriosis actually present with intestinal symptoms. So constipation, bloating, diarrhea, painful bowel movements. From a GI perspective, women have painful periods, deep penetration pain with sex, and there's a whole host of urological symptoms such as urinary urgency, frequency, feelings like they have urinary tract infections. And what's unbelievable is of women who have infertility, 40 to 50% of women who are diagnosed with infertility, the etiology is actually endometriosis.
Wow.
So understanding that it's more of an inflammatory picture and how the endometriosis affects all the organ systems, and in Jenneh's case, her diaphragm, it is so paramount to proper diagnosis and then early treatment.
And Jenneh, it was interesting that you said, because I asked, now that it seems we're talking about it more, are doctors becoming more aware, or are female patients becoming smarter and being their own self-advocate?
I think the patients are becoming smarter. We're realizing that it's not a disease that we are going to be able to just show up to our doctor and say, help me, that we now know more than a lot of our doctors do. And a lot of the work that we're trying to do with the Endometriosis Coalition is
And that's, you started that, to advocate it, to connect, to help on your own.
Yes.
And what's your mission?
Our mission is to raise awareness for the disease. I mean, a disease that affects 1 in 10 women, yet you say the word and most people don't even know what you're talking about. I was just with a group of young women, and when I said, you know, what I have and what we do, not a single one of them knew what I was talking about. And that's part of the problem, is that the general public doesn't know this disease exists, and then our doctors don't really understand it as well.
Well, we want to thank Jenneh and Dr. Orbuch for joining us this morning. And for more information on endometriosis, please visit thirdhouroftoday.com. And also let us know what women's wellness topics you're interested in learning more about. There are so many, and there's so much information that we want to help bring out into the light, because so many people are suffering and they don't have time to go for 4 years, right? And to go through so many doctors to get a diagnosis. So we really want to be proactive and get this information out. So thank you both so much for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Great.